Welcome back to the channel, YouTubing. Paddock Kart Scale Dreams. Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate the support on the last last video. Likes, comments, thumbs ups. All the support is really appreciated. So today is Model Cars and Coffee, hosted by Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds. Thank you, Paul, for coming up with this idea. I'm running low on models. I'm pretty much, I think I've got a few left, but I keep saying that. But anyways, today we're going to show, I started this build about 17 years ago. Built, and it took quite a while to get it finished, because I stopped building for 5 years, had it packed away, lost some parts, lost the photo etch grill. I'd already cut it all out, ready for the grill, lost the grill, lost my bumpers for a while. Then somebody sent me some replacements. I can't even remember who it was. This was, geez, quite a while ago. So it sat in total probably about 7 years. Most of the interior was done, the engine was done, all the sub-assemblies were done. It just needed to be fine, like the BMF and final polishing and all that stuff, and everything put together. So I ended up doing that a couple years ago, and so this kit is the Revell 65 Chevelle Malibu Z16, which is a really cool car in itself. It was only offered in 3 colors: crocus yellow, tuxedo black, and can't remember the red, but there was 3 colors. Might have been regal red, I can't remember. But anyways, I didn't do mine in the crocus yellow. I did Daytona yellow. I just thought it popped. I like the color better. So, interesting fact about these cars: there was only 200 built. They say there was 1 convertible built, but that's not confirmed, or where that car ever ended up, nobody knows. This was the first time Chevy put a 396 in a mid-size vehicle. They were strictly full-size cars at this time, like the Impala, whatever. So yeah, first time, but this was a special edition, the L37, which was pushing like 375 horses and 420 foot-pounds of torque, I believe. So this was it was even a detuned 396 from the Corvette, apparently. So this, like I said, this was the first year they started putting the 396 in the smaller cars. And so yeah, kind of interesting about this car too. They did different badging. Instead of the rear panel, they had it on the front. The Malibu SS part script was on the front quarter as opposed to the rear quarter. It had a different back panel package, I guess, distinct to these cars. Yeah, it just had all these options in the interior as well, like a deluxe interior or whatever. Power windows. This one doesn't have power windows, because there's 2. Yeah, there are 2 cranks, and the mirror had one of the little, they call them remote mirrors, but they're not remote. They're kind of controlled by wire. So anyways, let's get you turned around. We'll have a look at this. This is the most detail I've ever put into any kit to date, and it was started when my daughter was born, so it has her name on the license plates. It's her model, but she's 17 right now, so if she ever wants it, she can take it. So let's get you turned around and we'll have a look. Okay, so we're going to start off with the 396 engine. Like I said, 375 horses, 420 foot-pounds, L37. So I put fuel lines. We got the heater hose wires with embossing foil clamps. We got our clamps on the battery, the hole down with the wing. One of my wing nuts is missing. We have our plate for the hood latch and spring. The distributor is a pre-drilled distributor. I've got photo etch nuts all around, secondary wiring in the back there. All sorts of wiring in there, wiring harness at the back. So the breather tube, return spring. We have the wire for the windshield wiper, the alternator wire, tons of secondary wiring in there, fuel line, brake line, and the brake line, or sorry, the reservoir clip. We even have a dipstick there. All these clamps are made from embossing foil, if I mentioned that. This one has a wire. And this is scratch built, the alternator bracket, and also the alternator, or the belt I made from masking tape. It's hard to see. There we go. So yeah, I took off the molded in belt. So that's your engine there. We'll zoom out here. Do a roundy round here. So we got key in the door. Whoops. Key in the door here. This is UV resin here. I couldn't get the key out of the lock. Some dummy glued it in. So I can't even start the car. Like I said, this is polished, duplicolored Daytona yellow. All duplicolored products. So I use Krager's on this one. Photo etch scripts. So this panel in the back, it's got 3 strips of chrome. So those were real fun to detail that. It's got the photo etch key lock on all 3 key locks. And then the photo etch license plate holder. You can see my daughter's name there. Guitar string for antenna. Aim that up a bit. So I did a tutorial on this, how to make the base part on this antenna. I'll provide a link for that if you wish to check that out. The detail on the interior, it's flocking. I even did the speakers. You can see there. So did the mesh and made some faux speakers back there. Seat belts with the GM logos, photo etch steering wheel. All the interior has all the photo etch stuff. So you can see here's a picture of that. We also have underneath some really nice detail under here as well, just with fuel lines, brake lines, and an emergency brake cable that isn't finished that I see. Didn't put the flex line in there to the back of the tire, apparently. Oh, and I lost my power steering unit. Huh. So it's all scribed. The doors were scribed. The trunk was scribed out and black washed. And the hood, I also lost the R. I just realized this a few days ago. I lost the R on the front script, the Chevrolet script. So this was, the Chevrolet scripting was sanded off, and then I put the photo etch scripts on there. I taped it all off. Started with the center, outside, middle, and then filled it in. That was quite the process. And I got it really nice and straight, so that was good. So the grill, I mentioned I lost the photo etch grill. I used mesh in there and used a wire to simulate the chrome trim there on the bottom. It's actually, I actually made the hood latch release goes down into here. I don't know if you can see that in there, but see it in the back. There it is. So you get your finger right in there, and that's how you open the hood on the real ones. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So yeah, that's the Z16. Love the Chevelles. My dad owned a 68 Chevelle, so I've always loved the Chevelles. Always a GM guy from then on. Of course I love all the other ones, but the GMs, specifically Chevelles, have a special place in my heart. So yeah, there it is. I put a headliner in this as well with the insides of wallet material. Probably can't even see it. It's all layered and just like a real headliner. That turned out pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This was in the contest cars. I was looking for that magazine. I couldn't find it. I don't know where the heck I put it. I'll have to find it. But anyways, this is so if you want a shop card, I've got this. This is my shop card. Got a few of these left. Let me know if you want one. We'll do a swap or whatever. You can just have one. Not a big deal. Drop my pointer. Even the photo etch wiper blades. So I had to cut. And these are posable. So it made them posable. The blade is photo etch, and then I used the kit arms. I had to cut the obviously had to cut the blades off and then glue these on there, bend them and glue them on. So those are pretty cool. So again, thanks to Paul. Paul at Left Coast Model Car Builds. Hope everyone's having a great weekend, the last bit of your weekend, and prayers for those who need them. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Pat out. Model on.
Thank you. Thank you very much.